So you might have heard about health savings accounts or HSAs from other folks, or maybe from your financial planner, or maybe from your uncle for that matter, but you're not quite sure what those are or how to think about them or just why people get so excited about them. In today's episode, we are going to talk about just that. All right, y'all. Well, welcome to Elephant Corner Financial Lab. My name is Nev Kraguljevic. I am a financial planner. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about benefits of HSAs and why financial planners and advisors get very much excited about it. Now, we're going to change screens and I'm going to point out of HSA. The one piece that people typically confuse is HSA is not FSA. Okay. FSA is the one that it's use or lose kind of situation. HSA is staying with you indefinitely, right? So it's sort of like FSA is, one-time dates, and you either had a good time or you didn't. HSA is sort of like a long-term relationship that is there for as long as you are. So see, it's kind of like a dating versus marriage. That's kind of how I like to break it down. Interesting concept now. Anyway, HSA, why do we like them? Why do we get so excited about it? So let's talk about the three different reasons why advisors get excited about it. So first one, it's called the triple tax advantage. And the reason is that we get a tax deferral when we put money in, meaning our taxable income goes down by the exact amount that we have contributed. Then it grows tax-free. Okay. And third one is tax growth. Yeah, that's well done. Tax free growth. Let's be specific. And tax free withdrawals. Okay. So that's where we get the triple tax advantage with these accounts that we don't get anywhere else. Something like Roth, for example, you get the tax-free growth, you get the tax-free withdrawals, but you have to pay the tax up front. With something like IRA or traditional 401k, you get the tax deferral on the front. It grows tax-free, but then when you take it out, you have to pay the tax. This is the only account that exists that you get tax benefit at the beginning, during, and after. No other account does that. That is one of the key reasons why we do this. So let's think about it conceptually, because I like to have people understand this, but they still don't get it because you're like, I have to put money in. Yes. So for 2026, this is going to adjust every year with inflation, but for 2026, the single person can contribute a maximum of $4,400 into the account. The family can contribute $8,750 into the account. And then if you are approaching the retirement, or as I would like to say, the age of the wisdom, thank you very much, you can put in a catch-up contribution of $1,000. So you could actually, if it's you and your spouse, both contributing, you can actually put up to $10,750 into this account if you're of the wise age. If you're not, then you're stuck with the 8750 and get excited about becoming wiser. I don't want to say older, I want to say wiser. Anyway, why would we do this? Yes, we might want to lower our taxes. Yes, we might want to save on how we're paying for it. One of the strategies that we think about it is that AGI, and this, by the way, reduces the AGI, impacts a lot of the different things like IRA contribution, Roth contribution, Medicare, how much of your loan interest you have paid can you deduct, healthcare premium, and subsidies, which I understand they have gone away, but not completely. They still exist out there. And so AGI controls a lot of those things and many more. So it's important to pay attention to not only the taxable income and the taxes, but also the AGI for all of those reasons. HSA reduces both the taxable income, aka taxes, as well as AGI. So we could think about it if we were to think about paying it in this year. Let's say that you have to have a high deductible health plan. or a bronze plan. And if you're not quite sure if you have that, you can always check with your HR department, benefits department, or the plan provider themselves, and they'll let you know if it's HSA eligible. So the idea is that, I have a medical bills, let's say it's $1,000. I can just take it out of my take-home salary and pay the $1,000, right? So I still have to pay taxes on that $1,000 and then pay medical bills, or I can funnel it through this like tax efficient vehicle, reduce my taxable income, not pay taxes, and then use it to pay my medical bills. That's if I wanted to use it for now. Not a bad strategy, but there's a better strategy to that. Because you can invest this money, and it can grow. Now, obviously, once you invest it, it can go up and down. So there's a potential that you lose money. So if you're going to invest it and we invest it for a longer period of time and it has a potential to grow, now if we do that over time, we can fairly reasonably, depending how much you contribute, how much it grows, but let's assume we can get a few $100,000 into these accounts. Now, the idea is that we can then plan for future medical expenses, for example, paying Medicare stuff, paying for like dentures when we get there, paying for a new hip or a shoulder or some sort of larger expense in retirement. So it could become a supplemental healthcare, supplemental medical plan payment in your retirement. So you don't have to take it out of your 401k or IRA. You have a dedicated account for your health bills. That's another way to look at it, and most people look at it that way. The third piece, and of course, when you take it out, right, it grows tax-free, and when you take it out, you don't have to pay taxes on it and just pay it, which is lovely for medical expenses only. The third option is that, yes, maybe I'm saving for medical expense, but let's say I have been saving for 20 years, and all of a sudden, an opportunity comes up. Maybe that opportunity requires, say, $20,000 to get it. Maybe that's to start my own business. Maybe it's to expand the current business. Maybe it's a good investment that came my way and it would be a good opportunity to get into it. Maybe my child is going through college education. We exhausted the 529 plan. We exhausted the federal student loans. We've exhausted some of the other things, and I'm still short $10,000, $20,000. As long as I save my medical expense bills and haven't used them towards the HSA, I can reimburse myself at any point in the future. Now, if we think about that from the strategic point of view, is that I have been saving for, say, 10, 20 years, and let's assume I have $20,000 that is saved up in it. I've also saved all of my medical expenses that I have been paying out of cash flow, because the idea was to put money into a tax-free bucket and grow it so that I can pull it out down the line in the future from it. And let's assume that I've only contributed $150,000 into the account, right, from the annual contributions that I put in, and there was a $50,000 growth over the period of time, right? Big assumptions, but potentially possible. And now I need this $20,000 for different things. Now I could take it out of maybe my IRA, but then I have to pay tax on it, right? And it's going to be seen as income. Maybe I can take it out of my brokerage, but I'm still going to have to pay tax on it, especially in the capital gains if there's something there. Maybe I have it in a savings account, but now I'm tapping into emergency account that maybe I'll need for something else and should keep on. Or I go to my box of medical bills that I haven't reimbursed myself for. I pull it out, get my $20,000 submitted, and be able to take $20,000 that now I can go and do something else, all tax-free, not seen as income, because it's actually the return, it's reimbursement component, not necessarily income. And that is a different way to think about HSA and different strategy that I like to think through and plan with my clients when we are working together. So none of this is financial advice. I don't know if it's going to work for you or not. I have no clue what your situation is, so please don't use this as financial advice. Please work with somebody. This was really meant to give you a thought process, a mental model, if you would, of why so many advisors get excited about HSAs and how to think about them differently. I hope this was helpful. I hope we have learned something new. If that is the case, I invite you to like and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.